So your testosterone came back normal and your doctor said, well, looks fine. You're still exhausted, foggy, maybe a little soft in the middle, and you have very little drive, very little motivation. Or maybe you did start testosterone and it helped marginally, but nowhere near what you'd hoped for. What you're actually looking for is not really a better lab report, better number on your testosterone values. You actually wanted to feel like yourself again. Of course, low testosterone is one reason you might not feel like you should, may not feel better, but in my experience, it's not the only thing. And the other reasons are often tied into the same couple of things. And that's what this video is about. What else might be going on when the testosterone level is already normal or good, and what to do about it. Hello and welcome. My name is Dr. Terranella, and I help people figure out why they still feel terrible when their testosterone or other labs look normal. And oftentimes the people that stay stuck keep chasing the same number over and over again, while these other things kind of go unexamined. So let me show you how these pieces connect and what to do about it. And if you want to run your own testosterone numbers through the same framework that I look at it, use, and understand, you can find the TRT optimization app in the description below, and the Work With Me link is there as well. So first of all, low testosterone is a real thing. It's a legitimate problem, and it's not just something that's going to necessarily go away if you treat something else. If yours is genuinely low, you probably do want to address that, and it's worth treating. But stepping back for a second, because this is the whole point of the video, you don't really care what your testosterone level is. You care about how you feel, your energy, your drive, your focus, feeling like yourself again. So of course, low testosterone is a reason that these things go astray. But if you treated your testosterone and you only got a little bit better, or maybe you didn't feel any different, then perhaps something else is missing. And if that's the case, it's almost always one of a specific handful of things that commonly show up, because testosterone doesn't work in isolation. So starting with blood sugar, specifically high insulin, is a big one. And you can have perfectly normal blood sugar and A1C and still be pumping out way too much insulin, and that can be a problem. High insulin makes you feel terrible for its own reasons, separately from the blood sugar. For one, it locks your body into storing more fat. So when you gain weight around the middle and you can't lose it no matter what, it drives your body to crash a couple hours, maybe 1 or 2 hours after eating, and also constantly feeling like you want to eat or you're hungry, possibly brain fog as well with the energy crash after eating. And it seems to show up more commonly in the afternoon, but it can happen really anytime. So if you're feeling this way, tired after eating, or just tired in general, high insulin alone could be really causing this issue, or at least making it worse. Now, it does also tend to drag your testosterone down. High insulin and belly fat convert into estrogen, and that estrogen tells your brain to make less testosterone. But the point here is a little bit simpler. It makes you feel bad directly, and so you want to deal with this in a direct way. So the next one to look at is sleep, and sleep apnea specifically. And this one's almost too obvious, but it gets missed constantly. And if you have sleep apnea, your breathing keeps stopping throughout the night. Incrementally, depending on how bad it is, it may be happening a lot. Your oxygen levels are down during that period of time and sometimes persist into the next day. And of course, you're not getting restful sleep. So, well, your brain isn't working very good. That by itself can leave you flat and foggy and dragging all day. So you don't really need a testosterone explanation for that, although they are often connected. In this case, you're really just not getting the restorative sleep that you need, and it needs to be fixed on its own. It's true that apnea also lowers testosterone, and since most of your testosterone is made during the sleeping hours, makes treating the low testosterone makes sense, but treating the sleep apnea makes perfect sense as well. And even if your testosterone levels are perfect, the sleep apnea is still going to have a negative effect on how you feel day to day. So you really want to be treating both. And then, of course, there's a bunch of things that really don't have a lot to do with testosterone itself. They just make you feel poorly for their own reasons. These would be things like B12 deficiency, often overlooked. Low B12 causes people to feel a lot of fatigue, brain fog, low mood. Sometimes numbness and tingling would be a key sign, or ongoing neuropathy that is going unresolved could be simply a B12 deficiency. And I bring this up because that's the whole theme of this video, is when your testosterone is normal, but you still feel terrible, the reason is almost always in one of these key areas. But of course, there's lots of things in our bodies that can go wrong, and I don't want you to think that these are the only things, but they're common things that you can test for and validate. So your job is to make sure you're getting tested and rule these out, not just keep staring at your low testosterone number or trying to optimize something that's already, quote, normal. But I think that leads into the next thing too, is like, what is actually normal testosterone? And I think that tends to fool people as well. So let's talk about that a little bit. So why did the testosterone come back normal when this person clearly isn't feeling good, when you yourself are feeling good? Well, there's a couple of reasons that directly have to do with the testosterone itself, and I'll keep this short because I do have separate videos on this topic that go into more detail. But one is that your doctor didn't measure the free testosterone, they measured the total. And the free is what really matters here. The free is the small fraction that's available to your cells, to the receptors to actually use and turn on the machinery that's going to make you feel better. A lot of labs don't actually measure the free testosterone directly. They do a calculated equation, and that calculated number can genuinely create a number that looks fine when it's actually low. And so that's why you want to get a direct free testosterone measurement. The total almost doesn't even matter. It can look normal while your real measured free testosterone is basically in the gutter. The other thing to think about is normal isn't just the population normal range. That bar has been slowly drifting down over the years, over the last couple decades or so. And so a low normal number today is genuinely low by the standards a generation ago. But even if we settled all of that, your testosterone really is low, and maybe you're working on that with testosterone replacement therapy, there's usually something that's driving it to be low. And it could be related to some of the other things that we discussed above. And so while you are focusing on your optimization of your testosterone, these other things are still actively draining you or pulling your energy down. That's the insulin issue, perhaps B12, or maybe even thyroid issues. So having clarity here is what really matters, and that's what I'm pointing to. So there's a pattern here that proves this whole thesis of this video. Some men start testosterone and feel almost incredible right away. Their energy, their drive, their clarity, all of it comes back and it stays well the whole time. They don't suddenly fall apart after they're on it for a while. It just kind of keeps going and everything's kind of more or less good. The testosterone helped them. Other men started in that exact same therapy at the perfectly refined dose for them, only feel marginally better, or honestly, in some cases, they're not even sure if it's helping them. The same treatment can create completely different results. And why is that? Well, it's almost always because the guy that only felt a little better had something else going on the entire time. Could be his insulin, could be his thyroid, could be his iron, could be his sleep. There are a lot of other components of our health that we need to take into consideration to get to that consistently elevated level of energy and vitality that we're looking for, the reason we went on the testosterone to begin with. So the size of your response to TRT itself is kind of a clue as to whether or not you have more things going on than just low testosterone. If you're feeling amazing from the testosterone, perhaps the testosterone really was the missing piece for you. If you feel only marginally better, there's probably something else going on. And that points straight to your next move because these problems are often connected. You pull on anyone in the thread and it often helps the others. So for instance, if you fix insulin resistance, if you have elevated insulin levels, your testosterone levels generally are going to get better as well. If you correct a B12 deficiency, well, your energy is going to get better, which means you're going to maybe exercise a little bit more, eat better. And if you optimize your testosterone, then your insulin sensitivity can improve as well. So going down any one of these paths generally is going to help your body improve and get you closer to that feeling well state. The idea here is don't guess, test. Because when you understand all the pieces at play and you're not just guessing and hoping, you can genuinely follow through and make a treatment plan that's actually going to work for you. That's the entire game here. It's not white knuckling it and hoping that once you get your testosterone perfectly dialed in and optimized, everything's going to fall into place. It's getting clarity on the entire web of these biomarkers and how your body is working so you can fix it faster, iterate faster, and struggle less. So if you've been suffering and going in circles like this, let me make this a little more concrete. I'll see a man whose total testosterone is on the low side, and instead of jumping straight into a testosterone prescription, we look at the entire web of things and find the fasting insulin might be high, his ferritin levels are low, which is unusual for a man, and he has untreated sleep apnea. So we treat the apnea, figure out why the iron is low and bring it up, work on diet to lower the insulin. And for some men, that alone can bring their testosterone up enough so that they actually don't need a testosterone prescription. Others, it's still going to be low after doing all those things, and they still don't quite feel where they need to be. And so we're going to treat that directly. But now, because we fixed all those other things, they actually feel a significant difference in their energy. In either case, they're feeling better because we looked at the whole picture. And that's what clarity does. It shortens the road for you to feel optimized and actually get the benefits of this therapy that you're looking for. So if you find yourself in this situation, one thing is you want to make sure you're getting a measured free testosterone. That's mass spec liquid chromatography, not just the total. The other thing is you want to test the things that are connected to your testosterone. The full thyroid panel, B12, iron, sleep apnea, and there's many other things to look at as well. And you want to look at them together as a web, not just one at a time, not just the reference range that the lab gives you. That's how you're going to shorten the road and stop struggling for years with something that could have been solved, perhaps a lot quicker. So if you want to understand if your testosterone levels are optimized, I have a TRT optimization link below and helps you understand how to optimize and whether or not your testosterone is too high, too low, or hopefully just right. I also wrote a book on testosterone replacement therapy. You can find both of those links in the description below. And if you'd like to work with me for a more complete picture, the Work With Me link is listed below as well. And perhaps if you're the person that already started testosterone replacement therapy, but you feel worse and not better, I made a video on that exact thing, and it ties into some of the things that we just covered. You can find that video right here.